buildings. Uh,
Didn't start it,
every
dog.
time a reporter asks a question that he doesn't recognize, he's like, "Who are you with?" And then that's going to set the tone for how this is going to go. And I know every single one of these
Dog,
reporters
Trump
knows
just said a
that as soon as they have that
civilization's about
answer
to end.
and tell Trump where they're from, I know they're dreading it to say like New York Times or whatever. Black Snape for 9 says remove Dan Vask wrench until he finishes man buns are gay. Good old Dan. Is January 6th here? Is he here?
Know what I'm
It'll never be the same
saying,
after Trump.
dog?
It will not. It will be impossible for anyone. I mean, you just can't. You can't match that right there. I mean, come on, man. Right here.
To protect us from Kim Jong Un, who I get along with very well, as you know. Do you notice he said very nice things about me? He used to call Joe Biden a mentally retarded person. Okay, so don't tell me about your stuff. Joe Biden, he said he's a mentally
Trump said
retarded person. He was so
civilization's
nasty
going
to
to
Joe
end,
Biden. It was
dog.
terrible.
What do you
Oh my
think of
gosh,
that, dog?
man. It's so good. I can't believe we are witnessing this. Now, something I want to bring up that happened over the weekend, and this is to show you that the true evil that we are dealing with right now, okay?
But
Because
dog,
there
is
is a
he not
true evil
committing
right now.
war crimes?
And President Trump is dealing with that true evil every single day.
Whoa.
So while President Trump and the administration
Nice. Wait, what school? Down. Whoa. We got a fucking war fucking expert. He's here, dog.
Favorite video game.
Yeah, we go home, dog. Down. I do not believe in the war crimes. How many civvies were killed? Ugh. I saw a comment that said he sounds more and more like Hitler, dog. Oh. Whoa. Oh, he's clearly joking, sir. And you know this to be true, dog. Nice.
And we try to pretend they don't matter, and we try to reinvent the world. We try to change the world, and it doesn't work because the reality reasserts itself in the end. And so we're talking about the gods of the copybook headings. These are these lower gods of the kind of natural laws, the moral laws. God himself returns. Do you know why? Because man is a religious creature, and man has a natural longing for God, and God is ultimately our only, and in some cases by their parents. They were told to not have families, to have casual sex,
How's your
to go just follow a career, to ignore most of the things that really matter. And Gen Z, they're not the girl bosses. According to Vice, while the girl boss era might not be fully over, it's shifted a bit, especially among Gen Zers who have redefined the meaning of success. In fact, a new study by EduBirdie found that 47% of Gen Z women would choose a stable, traditional life over luxury, money, and fame. 47%, which is not a majority, but it is a plurality. That's the largest grouping of women in that cohort. Around 23% still want to be girl bosses, according to the study. They aim for independence, success, even fame, and they will prioritize their careers over relationships or marriage. But here's the key. Here's the part of the article most people are going to miss. Gen Z simply measures power differently by how much you can afford to
Do you have
listen.
one of those big
Alex Sinko
mouse
states, one of
pads
the
where
people
it like
interviewed here.
covers the entire desk or whatever?
Therefore, traditional wives and girl bosses are not so far removed from each other these days. Their core values are often similar. So first of all, the fact that women want to be trad wives, this is understood to be some shocking claim. I have family members and friends say, this is shocking. I can't believe this, that the women want to be trad wives. Our generation fought against that to liberate women from being. This is so weird. It's not weird. It's not weird. This is what women naturally want. I'm not saying all women. There are exceptions. There's the Margaret Thatcher exception. I know women like this. I know women who are really not.
It's actually, is it meant for cords or is it just so happened to be able to hold a cup?
Margaret Thatcher is the exception, not the rule. She's an exceptional woman, but she's the exception, not the rule. Most women want to be wives and mothers. It's just natural. Think about this. Think about if it were flipped. If men were told for decades that they should really want to be stay-at-home dads, they shouldn't want to go out to work, they shouldn't want to bring home the bacon, they shouldn't want to go lead in public life, they should just want to be stay-at-home dads, Gucci-gooing their babies and feeding them their bottles and changing their diapers and keeping home, managing the home economy even, cooking, cleaning, nurturing. When the wife comes home from work, you say, oh, honey, let me get you your pipe and your slippers. I don't know. I know I'm mixing up eras. But let's say men were told that that's what they should want, that that's what they need to want for decades. Would you be surprised if 20, 30 years later, men started to say, you know what, this really isn't for me. I don't feel like I'm that good at this. I don't naturally want to do this kind of stuff. I'd really like to go out and like hunt or work or bring home the bacon or like I want to go do something. I'm not that nurturing. I don't totally. Would you be surprised? No, of course not. You say, yeah, I was crazy to try to get the man to wear an apron. Again, sometimes it happens. Just like there's the Margaret Thatcher exception, there is the stay-at-home dad exception. Friends of mine have done that. It can, in rare instances, that can work. But the general rule is what we see. And the key part of this article, which you get there at the very end, is that this isn't even really a battle.
How much did your mouse
so much
cost?
As it is a misunderstanding of how to best attain desires. Think about the girl boss and the trad wife. What do they want? Do they want totally different things? It seems like they do, but what do they really want? Seems to me the girl boss wants financial security. You go out and make some money. She wants financial security. Well, so does the trad wife. They just get it in different ways. You know what the girl boss wants? The one who wants to go out, be a big star, be an influencer, or even just be really good at business. Do you know what the girl boss wants? I think she wants to be loved. Certainly that's what the influencer wants. That's what the movie star wants. That's what the woman hooking up with 3 guys a week in New York while she's doing her 100-hour-a-week job, that's what she wants. She wants to be loved. But she's trying to be loved in a way that most of the time is a mistake. The trad wife wants to be loved. What else do they want? I know what the girl boss wants. She wants to leave a legacy. That's it. I don't want to just live in the obscurity of the home. No, I want to leave my mark. I want to leave a legacy. I want people to remember me. You think the trad wife doesn't want that? What do you think the trad wife is doing? The hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world. Ironically, the trad wife is much, much, much more likely, orders of magnitude more likely to leave a legacy, to be remembered, to have her name echo throughout history than the girl boss. That's the irony of it, and it's the tragedy really of specifically the millennial women, is these women who forego marriage, who forego kids, who just pursue the career, who just want to be a girl boss.
The keyboards.
The things that they desire, they're actually usually giving up. They're not. This is what a
lost
Faustian
one of my
argument.
keyboards.
They're actually They're not even getting the things they think they're getting in exchange for the massive sacrifice that they're making. And they're figuring that out. Gen Z is looking to the poor millennial women saying, shoot, it didn't work out for you. I don't want to make the same mistake. I want all the things you want, but I actually want to get them. Okay, speaking of liberal women, speaking of wives,
I guess recently, like I would use it. Like I used it a lot.
Something has to be done about Gavin Newsom's wife, the potential next First Lady of the United States.
I can't find.
Folks, Daily Wire Plus members can now chat live with the show. No longer are you just here to watch the conversation. We want you to be a part of it. Ask your questions right now. Get answers right here as we go. If you're not a member, go to dailywire.com/subscribe. You have to be a member. It's the rule, okay? Thank you. My favorite comment yesterday is from the Drummers Workshop Norm's Music, who says, Ketanji Jackson is a few eggs short of an Easter basket. That's a better way to put it. I was trying to speak euphemistically. I don't really want to be too harsh. I don't want to detract too toughly. Is that an adverb? On Ketanji Jackson. So I said she's not the brightest bulb in the candelabra. But no, Drummers Workshop Norm's Music, you're right. She's a few eggs short of an Easter basket, no doubt about it. Gavin Newsom's wife is getting a lot of attention. I think she was an actress. I think so. Nice looking lady, but she's made these videos over the years offering her opinions on social issues. And the whole right has been mocking her. And I've tried to lay off. Because I said, look, this woman, she's not a Rhodes Scholar. Okay, she's not a genius. She's not Machiavelli or Count von Metternich. This is a nice-looking blonde lady who has made videos to support the latest thing. Her politics, such as it is just liberal sentiment. It is all emotion and passion. It has no reason to it whatsoever. And so I'm not going to pull up the old videos of her supporting Black Lives Matter or even trans, maybe. Those were back then. Maybe she'll learn as her husband runs for president. She'll just learn to kind of smile, keep the old yapper a little bit more on the closed side of things, and then we don't need to make fun of her too much, but she can't do it. And so I'm watching, I'm saying, okay, she's not learning. There's a real chance that Gavin Newsom becomes the president, which means that this woman could become the first lady.
Trust me, I'm not a fan of Pam Bondi nor Kristi Noem. But I need to call out that it's no surprise to me that the first two prominent people pushed out of this administration were women. Let me explain. The conservative women that Trump handpicks, who align themselves with an agenda that controls women, restricting our rights, limiting our autonomy, and pushing us back into this straitjacket of femininity that is only in service of men. There's a familiar pattern here. Women are brought in, packaged Mar-a-Lago style, and lifted up as long as they commit to wholeheartedly serve the interests of the patriarch at the top. Now, it looks like power, or proximity to power with a big title, but it never comes with job security and protection. There's no secure place inside this hand-picked patriarchal body that systemically disrespects, devalues, and discriminates against women and girls. And this is where complicity comes in. Because when you align yourself with that value system with a leader who has publicly devalued women, degraded them, and been found liable of abusing women...
Can you buy shit off of Pinterest?
You're going to be the first to go. So while you're in a perceived position of power in this system that regularly diminishes and devalues other women, even if you
just stop it. I can't. I thought it was going to end sooner, and I just can't take it. I can't take that tone for 4 or 8 years. I just can't take it. Forget the ridiculous substance. It's the condescending, know-it-all feminism, which ironically doesn't know a damn thing about the world whatsoever. Now she's defending Kristi Noem and Pam Bondi, who President Trump, I think, had a lot of patience with and let them last a very long time in their jobs, despite many calls for them to go. They were in particularly tough jobs, but they also were the source of most of the criticism of the Trump administration during the first year. The Epstein stumble. That was a stumble out of the AG's office, okay? And Trump, I think, was very patient with her. The DHS operations were very, very tough to conduct, but basically the biggest criticism he got, at least on an immediate matter, not the longstanding Epstein thing, but an immediate matter, was because of the handling of Minnesota's deportations under Kristi Noem. We can tell you why they got fired, and they got fired much later than a lot of people were calling for them to. To say this is about women, and because of the patriarchy and our rights, and we don't even get to kill babies. And I can't. Give me Hillary Clinton. Give me Hillary over that woman any day of the week. Hillary might be, I don't know that she's the devil. She might be a lesser demon incarnate, but thank goodness, at least the woman's smart. She's articulate. I know what she wants in terms of policy. But this woman, she's pretty. She seems kind of nice. And it's frankly, probably a more radical and a more leftist kind of feminism than anything Hillary's ever offered. Please give me Hillary. Can I say another? This is a little tangential, but I was saying that I was lying on the couch last night with sweet little Elisa. I have the family here in D.C. I was lying on the couch, and an old picture came up of Hillary, like law school Hillary, college Hillary, something like that. And can I say something? Can I? Because I know now, she's a woman of a certain age. Can I say something? Law school Hillary? Not a bad looking woman. Can I say it? Can I say it? Oh, look, this can be clipped out, and but law school Hillary? Look, Bill, he has taste, and he saw something in her. And this lady, she sounds nice, Newsom's wife, and she looks nice, certainly, but I can't take this. This would be a return to the Obama era. This would be right back to Obama. I can't, please. Please don't we must do everything we can to stop Newsom. I don't care about his policies. It's not, the biggest issue is, don't bring me back to that, please. Frankly, make him the nominee. That message from that wife, that is why men shifted so much, especially young men, shifted so much to the right in recent years. We can't have that. Okay, speaking of female relatives of terrible political leaders, the niece and grandniece of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani were just deported from the United States. Follow-up question. Why were they in the United States? Now, you might say, well, maybe they defected. Maybe they were very pro-America. No, they weren't. They hate America. They were, I think Marco Rubio has sent out a tweet about this. They called America the Great Satan. They celebrated attacks on Americans. They had legal status. How did these people get into the country? How did these people get in? I don't know. Speaking of removing women, one story I want to get to came out at least a few days ago, but it's really worth pointing to. In Providence, Rhode Island, there is a mural that's gone up of Irina Zarutska. You remember Irina Zarutska? She's a woman who was savagely murdered on a train. This woman was almost everything the libs love. She was an immigrant. She's a single woman. She's from Ukraine, for one. She was certainly a victim, but here's the rub. She was white, and she was a victim of a black guy who, after he murdered her, made a comment about how happy he was that he killed a white woman. And so the libs want to take the mural down. Multiple people. The mayor wants to take the mural down. Representative David Morales had this to say.
Ultimately, we want to make sure that every community member that calls Providence home feels safe, and we can both agree that this mural behind us does not reflect
I'm gonna inject dopamine into my brain.
Want to see in our
Dog, I don't have any more dopamine in my brain. Dog, resurface day is tomorrow, dog. Just fucking depleting yourself, your natural vital energy, dog. Oh. Yeah, you gotta have faith in your body, dog. Nice. No. Guy doesn't want to fucking retain his seed. Guy wants to bust nuts to the hub. Think of what your ancestors will think of you, dog. Want to get my opinion, dog? Are you sure? Nice. Fucking faggot doesn't even ask the goddamn question, dude. Nice. He has to get the fucking question ready. Nice. Nice. Somebody's a retard. Nice. Somebody's a retard. It's gonna take 10 centuries to ask this question, dude. Nice,
The
dude.
mural
Fucking
doesn't reflect
wasted
the
my
creativity of
time.
Irina. So, okay, the main takeaway that I've seen everyone observe about this is the Democrats hate white people. Yes, they do. Yeah, we got it. The liberals hate white people. The main takeaway I've seen from a lot of conservatives is, can you imagine if the shoe were on the other foot and the roles were reversed and the positions were, can you imagine? The Democrats are the real racists. Yes, sure, okay. The funnier aspect of this to me, it's kind of like how with the rescue story in Iran, the thing that's most interesting to me is what it means for all of us if there is meaning in the world. You know, it's like one level deeper. Like the whole story is so astounding and it's just, we should give thanks to God for it. But think about it, if there's meaning in the world, that radically changes everything about how you engage in the world, doesn't it? That radically shifts like your whole life if you can actually accept that there is meaning in the world. Well, it's the same thing here. What is interesting to me about this is not that the Democrats hate white people or they want to let criminals, especially black criminals, off the hook. It's not that. Notice how quick the libs are to regulate art. You know, there's this thing that the libs have been pushing for almost 100 years now, which is that art should have no limits. Art should have no limits. Anything can be art. If we take a photograph of a crucifix in urine, that's great art. That's a real work of art. Someone called it Piss Christ. Horrifically blasphemous work of so-called art. But it was defended that we can never regulate art. You know, Marcel Duchamp puts a toilet in a museum and he says it's art. Someone tapes a banana to a wall. That's art.
I hate my life, dog. Don't you know, dog? Oh, this fucking guy doesn't know. Amazing dude. Dog, did you do any applications, dog? Nice. This fucking guy didn't do any applications. Nice. Hopefully. Hopefully. Fuck hopefully, dog. I'm asking you if you did or not. Nice. 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 So never, dog. How does it feel, dog? Oh, what are you gonna do about that, dog? Or you could be a fucking man and go to the library and print it there. I don't know. Nice. How does life feel, dog? Nice. It's over, man. It's over. It's all over. It didn't even begin. It's over. You know what I'm talking about, dog. Dog, I got Dua Lipa in my bed. Oh, she's dead.
Even the most vile,
She
blasphemous sort
didn't
of thing. Oh no,
survive
that's
the
art. But
night
the only
with
reason the libs will
me.
tolerate blasphemous art is because uh, it's art that blasphemes a God that they
Oh,
hate, like God himself, Christ. But when art blasphemes a false God, like the false God of race, but in this case,
yes.
saying that a black guy can commit a crime, saying that a white lady could be a victim of a crime,
What are you
that's a sort of
talking about,
blasphemy for
dog?
the false
What are
religion of
you
liberalism. So they
talking
won't allow
about?
that. There's this slogan, which it's put in Latin, but it's not an ancient Latin slogan. It's just a new slogan put into Latin. Ars gratia artis, art for art's sake. It's the motto of MGM Studios. Art for art's sake. Art shouldn't be for a purpose. It shouldn't have an agenda. Art is just for
You
art's sake.
think you're
Everything can
funny,
be art, when you
dog?
ever want to. Except for
Talking
this.
about Dua
Look how
Lipa
quick they want to
like
regulate
that,
art.
dog.
So where did the abstract expressionism go?
You just
Where
fucking
did
died. You're
the
talking about her
free
like
spirit
that.
go? I don't know. It's gone. It's gone. I don't know. All right,
Have
good.
some
Standards are coming
fucking
back to art.
respect.
Fine by me. Let's put some real standards in. Okay. Speaking of art, today's Music Monday. On this Easter Monday, the rest of the show continues now. You do not want to miss it. Become a member. Use code Knowles, KNWLES at checkout for 2 months free on all annual plans.
Do what, dog? What's so fun? Oh, fucking making fun of my voice, dog. Nice. Gotta do the retard voice, dog. I'll get chicks.
Brought to you by Good Ranchers. Support the American farmers and ranchers this grilling season by subscribing at goodranchers.com.
When you see a hot
Promo
girl on
code
the
Knowles,
street,
KNWLES. Get
you
free
have
meat for
to
life and
grab
$25
her like
off
by
your
the
first
shoulders, like
order.
and like
The
squeeze as hard as
Artemis
you
2
can so it like hurts
astronauts
them
have
and they
officially
can't
flown
move,
by the
and
moon.
you gotta
It
like
is
put your
amazing for a
face
lot
like
of
1 inch
reasons.
from their face and
One,
start
it is
talking
the
like a
farthest
retard.
that human beings have ever been from planet
See what it
Earth.
does.
The photos are absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
That's 1 and 2. Number 3, most important of all, it has convinced at least some people that we did actually land on the
Just
moon
start yelling
over 50 years ago.
Hodor in their
One little
face.
trip around a natural satellite has become a
Retard
superluminous
voice.
supernova explosion of conspiracy theories. I'm Michael Knowles. This is The Michael Knowles Show.
Got fucking concussed in football and have your football helmet on when you do that.
Welcome back to the show. Eric Swalwell, the former paramour of Fang Fang, the current congressman, the man who wants to be the future governor of California, is in a big scandal. He's actually in a triple scandal. We know that he's got the sex problem. We know that he might not even be eligible to run because he's not actually a California resident. But now he's got a third scandal. He appears to be paying his wife out of campaign funds to watch their kids. We will get to the end of Eric Swalwell. First, though, I want to tell you about Balance of Nature. Go to balanceofnature.com. This episode is sponsored by Balance of Nature. Does anyone else feel like nutrition is getting way too complicated? We used to just eat food. Now you need a PhD to read a box of cereal. Here's the reality. We've all been told since we were kids to eat our fruits and veggies. I tell my own kids that. But has anyone explained to you why you need to eat fruits and veggies? Quick, here's a pop quiz. Close your eyes. Why do you need to eat your fruits and veggies? Phytonutrients, that's why. Those natural compounds your body uses to adjust, repair, and respond every single day. The more we've tried to improve food in factories, the further we've gotten from what your body actually recognizes as food. That is one of the many reasons I love Balance of Nature. They take real produce, they run it through a tailored vacuum cold process that stabilizes its phytonutrition instead of nuking it with heat and chemicals. Their whole health system bundle includes their fruits and veggies and fiber and spice supplements, giving you 47 ingredients of whole food and their phytonutrients in a simple, consistent routine. It's terrific. Check out their new freeze-dried snacks. They're great. I love them. Very popular at the Daily Wire office. I've had them at home, at the office. Those jackals steal
went
them
to
there.
bed after
Save
I
over
read
30% when you subscribe
that
to
shit.
balanceofnature.com. Join hundreds of thousands of customers in one simple routine that is
I'm at a
changing
Daenerys chapter,
the
so
world.
it shouldn't be too hard
The
to
lunar flyby is very,
start
very
reading
cool.
it.
We've been getting all sorts of photos from Artemis, and of course, some people want to say it's AI. I actually posted some photos of it, one of which includes Alice Cramden from The Honeymooners, because finally, you know, Jackie Gleason just found her right, and she flew all the way to the moon. But so some people are saying, because of that, they're saying the photos are AI. However, the photos are really, really beautiful, and I think we've reached peak "we never landed on the moon" conspiracy. I'll be honest. I'll be real. I'm always honest and real with you. I went through a period where I wasn't sure if we landed on the moon. I watched this long documentary that you can find on some weird, you know, subreddit of a forum board of some dark recess of the internet. I watched it. It was like 2 hours long. And I got almost to the end of it, and I said, wow, we didn't land on the moon. I texted Sweet Little Lisa. I said, we didn't land on the moon. We didn't go to the moon. So what? And then I get home that night. I said, you got to watch this. We watched the end of the movie. And I said, no, that's not enough. Let's watch the whole thing. And I watched it again. And the second time I watched it, I said, oh no, we actually probably did go to the moon. Because I found holes in the conspiracy theories. And I think that is what the Artemis 2 mission is doing. I saw it take off. I was there. I know some people didn't believe me. I had to go pull the grass up behind me, stand in the sun, do jumping jacks. I said, I definitely saw this thing take off. And we're getting communications from space. And now they've flown around the moon. And they're coming back. And I think that when we landed in Apollo 8, the vast majority of people, like everybody, believed we landed on the moon. Then over the years, you had more and more people, 10%, even more than 10%, start to say we didn't land on the moon. Then when you looked at younger generations, especially the generations that had no living memory whatsoever of landing on the moon, then you started to see those numbers go up. What was it? 1 in 4 millennials didn't think we ever landed on the moon. Gen Z creeping even more in that direction. Now I think the contrarian position is, yeah, we definitely did land on the moon. And this is what interests me the most about this. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. It's very cool that there are human beings flying around the moon
inside
right now,
the
especially
capsule.
that they're Americans. I love that. But What really interests me is what it means for political philosophy.
I'm
Because
sure.
being
Well, don't they already
contrarian
have
and being
the
cynical
what is it? The
is a
James
very
Webb or
unstable
whatever?
position. There's so many contrarians. I'm a little contrarian myself. There's so many cynics now when it comes to politics. And they have good cause in a way because our government has become very self-interested. The politicians have turned away from the common good. You know, it's a fallen world. There are always people looking out for themselves. But if you compare this era with, say, the founding era or the 19th century, politicians really do just seem to be on the make for themselves. We'll get to Eric Swalwell
No,
momentarily.
I mean,
But the reason that
yeah,
always being contrarian,
I
always
don't
being
really care
cynical
about
is
convincing those
unstable
people.
is because your positions constantly have to change to be contrary to whatever the mainstream position is. So if that was the cool contrarian thing for the last 10 years, 15 years, now I think maybe it's not. Now it's reached critical mass. It's kind of like listening to punk music, you know? It's kind of like just being a hipster, which is you really like the band until the band is mainstream, and now you have to hate the band because you liked the band before the band was cool. And when you look at the moon, I never thought very deeply about the space program, but the conspiracy theories don't make a lot of sense. They would make sense if all we ever claimed to have done was land on the moon one time and take a picture with the flag and then go home, and that was all. But we landed 6 times. Now you say, well, yeah, we lied 6 times. There were a dozen astronauts who walked on the moon. You say, yeah, a dozen astronauts lied. Okay, how does that explain Apollo 1? You know, Apollo 1, where you had these astronauts who
Whoa.
just blew up. What happened to the astronauts? If this was all a big ruse to make America look good, why did we look bad? One of the other problems with the moon conspiracies is Apollo 13, because Apollo 13 failed. And the astronauts made it home, but it failed. How do you explain that? How do you explain the Indian lunar orbiter that just within the last few years got photos of the landing sites of Apollo 11 and Apollo 12? The Indians are just trying to make us look good? I mean, I like the Indians and we have a decent relationship, but why would... And then the biggest problem for the theory that we didn't land on the moon, of course, is that the Soviet Union said we landed on the moon. The whole reason we went to the moon is because we were in a war with the Soviet Union. We were in a Cold War, and part of the Cold War was the space race, and we beat them to the moon. They beat us to space, and we beat them to the moon. If we faked it, wouldn't they have said so? That's the problem for me. And so now it just seems to me, putting all that evidence aside, it seems to me that the contrarian view now is that we did land on the moon. Like, oh, you still think we didn't land on the moon? You know, just take a drag of your cigarette, be a real cool guy. You think we didn't land on the moon? Let me man, I got the real... You think you have the secret knowledge and we didn't land on the moon? I have the double secret knowledge and we did land on the moon. So the contrarian view is always going to be unstable. This is another reason why it's good to have actual principles. This is another reason why it's good.
Whoa. Yo, you talking about the almighty creator, dog?
On saving the American pilots. Do you know what the narrative being built was? The narrative being built while Trump is in the White House.
So are they on their way back? Or are they just now reaching the moon? Yeah. Dog, why can't we just fucking build a bridge to the moon? Yo, what do you mean, yeah, dog? I'm asking you a fucking question. Nigga, that's not what I asked you. Why don't we just build a bridge to the moon? Oh. What do you mean break, dog? How would it break? Oh. It'll be on a rail. It'll be on a rail. So it'll just move on the rail, dog. We'll put feet on the rail so it can adjust. Yeah. I'll tell you, a fucking genius. Dude, dog, all we gotta do is just fucking build a rail that goes around the entire Earth, and we're fucking set, dog. Yeah, we should send the schematics in macaroni. We're gonna use the wheels, the wheel macaroni to fucking make the diagram. Fucking blow their minds away. Ah,
Working with his team so that they could save these American pilots. Do you know what the narrative being built was? The narrative being built was that President Trump was facing a medical emergency and that he may be dead. This is the evil people that we are dealing with right now. What we experienced in the last 24 hours from the left was nothing short of demonic. While President Trump was working all day on a critical mission to rescue an American pilot, the left ran a massive campaign pushing the lie that he was dead. This is insanity. But this is what was going on everywhere. And you see it right here. Breaking speculation is rising that Donald Trump is at Walter Reed Medical Center. Is Donald Trump at Walter Reed? There are credible reports that Donald Trump has been hospitalized. It's just absolutely crazy, man. Widespread. Folks are saying that Trump is currently at Walter Reed Hospital. Isn't that something that the American people should be notified about? Like, Trump is sitting here. We're trying to execute an extremely dangerous military operation
Whoa.
to save an American pilot. And this is what these people are doing. Evil pieces of shit. Evil.
I got the Mass Effect
that has been proven
collection
wrong.
for
Now the narrative is that
$7.
Trump is the Mad King now. He's the Mad King, and we have to stop him. He is off. He's completely lost his mind. Right there. There it is. Congress needs to
1, 2, and 3.
remove the Mad King Trump. Remove the Mad King.
Yeah, the games.
Some evil stuff is going on right now. And
Fuck you talking
I hope
about
everybody
books,
is paying attention to that. In fact, look at this right here. Now, again, I want you to
Faggot.
understand this was
You know how many
in
fucking times I asked you to play? We're like, no,
2016.
you're weak.
Okay? Let's put this into perspective. 2016. Okay?
You don't fucking
Billy
work,
Bush
dude.
reveals that ABC News created a 75-person team
You just
in
can't beat
2016
specific part of the game,
whose
dog.
only job
It's your
was
fucking
to
problem.
destroy Donald Trump's career. I'm going to repeat that one more time. 2016, ABC News
Opens just fine, dog. You just don't know how to fucking open the door. Dog, which mental illness do you suffer from?
created a 75-person team to destroy President Trump's career.
Their determination
You didn't fucking
to
hear
find
me, dog.
something. Imagine going around asking that question. Who has something? Who has, like, there's evil in that.
ABC,
Which mental illness do you
they had a
suffer
division
from,
dedicated
dog?
with 75 people in it, because I know the guy who ran the division, which was dedicated to basically getting him.
Wow.
And all the big network news did. I understand all of that. Like what you can do, they have a voice.
Now, if you think that has not increased substantially since then, you're out of your fucking mind. If you don't think that a lot of this evil money has not increased substantially since then, you are not paying attention. You have not been paying attention. This is why I will definitely feel like it's more than likely that a lot of these people are being paid big time. A lot of these podcasters, and we're not listen, I'm on YouTube. I do okay, you know, but thankfully because of the people, because I don't do as much in ad revenue as other people do, because I don't make as many videos. I need to make more videos, but
uncovering the secrets of the universe.
She has huge live stream viewers. She gets tons of super chats, and obviously she's going to get ad revenue from that as well. I'm an idiot. I don't turn ads on my streams like I should, because I lose hundreds of thousands of dollars a year by not turning ads on, but whatever. Point being is that I know what type of money Candace Owens makes, generally speaking, from her ad revenue. And it's good. It's damn good money, okay? Don't get me wrong. She's making damn good money. But she's not making life-changing money to the level that it would take to go all in on this anti-American narrative that she's building. She's got to be getting money from somebody else. She's got to be. And all of these other people have got to be getting an insane amount of money from somewhere else in order to push the narrative that they are pushing. Got to be. On top of that, how is she? And to be fair, I think everybody should be allowed on YouTube. So I'm not questioning that. I'm not calling.
Dog, I'm so excited for Harry Potter.
I've seen what people that have had banned channels were banned for. How the hell is Candace, the person that builds the narrative that you can't criticize Israel or the Jews, she's like featured on fucking YouTube. She's like YouTube's favorite fucking person, but she's running the narrative that she's being silenced. Well, none of this shit makes any sense, dude. All you need to have is the slightest bit of fucking common sense. That's all you need. But the people she's talking to don't have that ability to have that common sense.
Guess he's not, dog.
Let's see. Metal Life says, do you think NASCAR embracing Cletus is genuine? I mean, I think that they see a good opportunity for.
What if every time he's on screen, they just play rap music?
Like, I don't know if you mean it's genuine. It's genuine from a business standpoint. They see a good opportunity. So I see it from that perspective. Ministry of Film Thing says ABC was owned by Disney, by the way, 100%. Zero says dying channel tax.
Oh, dude.
Salty Source Rex says, Jeremy, you're invited to Ralph Mails.
Oh,
Wedding.
it's
Bish.
funny.
Is he getting married? Is he getting married? That's hilarious. I don't keep up, so I could not tell you what was going on from there. You Provide Geeks is a bit old school, I know, but it's tried and true. Want to shut a bully up, punch them in the mouth, knock out some teeth. The bully will think twice before flapping their jaws moving forward. 100%. Thank you, You Viking. Ministry of Rome thing, you sent me another one on Rumble, but I can't find it right now. I'll see if I can find it. I know you sent one. Maybe you didn't send another. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But yeah, so again, I want to put the emphasis on this 75-person team created in 2016 just by ABC alone. Can you imagine the amount of people that are working now behind the scenes to destroy Trump, to destroy MAGA? Can you imagine the amount of money that's out there? Can you imagine the amount of money that people are being paid that have influence to destroy Trump? If ABC put a 75-person team together in 2016, this is back when they believed that Trump couldn't even win, by the way. This is when they believed Trump couldn't win, but we want to discredit him anyway. Now, think about how much is involved. Yikes. Epically Eddie says, powered by the people tax. The name of the game with Geeks and
Another
Gamers,
World
man.
War.
Thank you
There's
so
going to
much.
be a lot of
His pink
fucking
shirt says, no need to reschedule Tuesday's
shit
main
that
event.
the Russians did to the Germans,
later.
the German women.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cover that. I mean, I may
This
just
time
have
around.
to. I may just have to leave main event and jump over
Yeah.
here. I'm not sure.
There's going to be a lot
East
more
Coast
of that,
Boy
dude.
says Israel is paying Candace Mossad. Dun dun dun. Again, I go back to that comment with Bill Maher and
they're going to do it to
Anna
everybody, dude.
Kasparian. Like the fact that she couldn't simply say the most obvious answer puts
Just every man in the war.
right there.
They come across the town with
there's
these
more
Western
too,
chicks,
by the way.
dude.
Let me pull this up because
they're gonna take their revenge, dude.
That one. This right here. Tim Dillon is a perfect example of a podcast pro. Hopped on the Trump train to gain fame.
Tyrion should have just fucked Sansa, dude.
Didn't take but a few months for him to turn on Trump in 2025.
What do you mean? No.
So he was all on the Trump train, and then suddenly, boom, just a few months later, let me go ahead and turn on Trump.
He's got to be a morally upstanding character who doesn't.
If you don't know who Trump is at this point in time, whose fault is that?
Nah.
And by the way, everybody knows who Trump is. Everybody. So for you to throw your support behind Trump and then suddenly go a couple months later, yeah, this guy's really not who I thought he was. What the fuck are you talking about? He's the most investigated human being on the planet. He's the most well-known person in the world. Everybody knows who he is and everybody knows what he's about. So he got famous, made money shitting on the left. Now he makes money and stays famous for shitting on the right. Meanwhile, he's a gay, white, liberal man who's a failed comedian turned podcaster. These people will go along with whatever pays them the most. None of their opinions are real or authentic. Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan, Tim Dillon, Dave Smith, these guys are not Republicans. They don't speak for us. Remember that. Well, to be fair, I don't think Joe Rogan or Dave Smith ever claimed to be a Republican. I don't think Theo Vaughn did either. I don't think any of them actually claimed to be Republicans. So if I'm calling it like I see it, So let's see. Salty Source Rex says, where is Estro Energy Jer saying F&T fired you? I have no idea what that means. But Jer saying F&T fired you. I don't know what you're talking about. Is that like the meme or whatever? Sensing some jealousy from old Drew there. I don't even know who that is, actually. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really know who he is, but I thought the tweet made sense. Yes, being critical is good. Being critical is good. Being outright obnoxious with TDS and foaming at the mouth and making up lies is not good. And I question Trump. I've said I don't love the Iran war right now. I wish we would get the fuck out of this thing. I don't like this at all. That's being critical. Saying that Pam Bondi was a terrible, terrible pick for Attorney General and that Donald Trump is lying when he says that she did a great job, that's being critical.
Oh, shit.
Saying that the Epstein situation is a complete and total disaster and it was mishandled by the administration, and saying that even though Pam Bondi's the Attorney General, Trump and Vance were at the White House the day that those binders were handed out. That's being critical. Because people are like, well, Bondi's responsible. No, Trump is responsible for that. Trump and Vance were at the White House the day that those binders were handed out. That is on them. You can blame her, and yes, she is a weak Attorney General, but Trump is still the leader of the party, and he made the decisions. That's being critical. Foaming at the mouth and saying that Trump is being controlled by Israel is just retardation. Domo Bear says, he's gay, he's liberal. I love how that's like a thing now. Everybody knows what you mean. They know that's a Kino Casino call out whenever people say that. Like that's how impactful they are. Look at the memes. This is how quick this shit is.
The entire country can be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night. The entire country can be taken out in.
I'm surprised Trump doesn't have a hat like that, by the way. I'm surprised he doesn't have one. That's how quickly the memes are. Oh man, this is so good. This is so good. So yes, and again, if you missed it, Neil Vaughn posted that this is what he was doing on Easter. Right there. Salty Source Rex was, whoa, buddy. Jer Prime is number 3 in super chats.
Whoa.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Defending Truth is, Jeremy, honestly, what's your definition of TDS specifics? Someone that cries nonstop about Donald Trump 24/7 and blames every single problem in their life on Donald Trump and believes every lie spewed about Trump. Like, defending the truth. You literally are sitting in my chat every fucking day knowing that I am a pro-Trump channel. And you watch me with anger. And the more that you listen to me praise Trump, the more angry you get in my chat. That is the definition. If you don't like Trump, why the fuck are you watching me, bro? Like, seriously, I don't watch podcasters. I don't sit there and watch their whole fucking show if I don't like them. Why the fuck would you do that to yourself? I don't watch Dave fucking Smith. I don't like Dave Smith. I don't like these motherfuckers. I might react to their shit on my show for content. I don't sit there and just watch Dave Smith all day and type in his chat how much anger he makes me. That's the definition of TDS. You're a fucking retard. If you hate Trump so much, then go watch No Lie with Brian fucking Tyler or whatever his fucking name is. Go watch him. He'll tell you everything you want to fucking hear. He'll tell you Trump is bad. He'll tell you he's evil. He'll tell you that you're correct. He'll tell you that Trump is working against America and he's working for, he'll tell you every fucking thing you want to hear. So why the fuck do you watch me if you hate him so much? Makes no sense to me. Bill Herb says boobs. We can all agree with that. We all agree. And so I want to try to start doing some of those kind of short form over there. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, Twitter is just awful. But yes, follow me on Instagram if you want. And we're about to break 7,000 followers. You think we can get to 7,000 for the end of the stream? We'll see. But thank you, Gremlin. Appreciate you as always. All right, more to talk about. Give me a minute. Let me pull this up. I gotta find it. My bookmarks. Right. I want to see this. Okay. I have not seen this clip. Stephen A. crying about Trump's tweet. Hang on.
Look, I ain't no damn supporter of Iran, okay? Leading sponsor terrorism, all of that stuff they want to do to Israel, stuff they've already done to America. I ain't no supporter of that, but you the president of the United States, and you go on social media with a profanity-laced tirade, and then you gonna end it by saying, praise be to Allah. How do you think that's gonna help us? How do you think that's gonna help us throughout the world? I mean, seriously. For Muslim countries that ain't around.
So many pussies. So many pussies that don't understand Trump is negotiating like only Trump can with trolling and sarcasm. And they just cry all the time about it. It's pathetic. My goodness, dude. How? And you got Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's essentially calling Trump mentally unwell at this point in time. Yes, she did that. Called him mentally unwell. Jeez. Joe Bits says there's a reason IG is my social app of choice. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've tried to look at Facebook, and I do think that we need to do more Facebook stuff with Geeks and Gamers. But like Facebook, from a personal standpoint, I can't do Facebook, man. I can't do it. There's too much fake bullshit on Facebook. Twitter is actually it is a good one, but right now it is the Thunderdome, and I have never seen it as bad as it is right now. It's awful. IG seems to have the most kind of like mix. So, IG is less chaotic, but as based as Twitter. Oh yeah, the racism's awesome on Instagram. I will say that. The racism on Instagram. So whenever you're looking for, it's kind of like when you're looking for a home. It's same with social media. Okay. So you're looking for a home, you're like, okay, how many racists live around me? Okay. The same on social media. You're looking like, how good is the racism on the social media platform? And Instagram is definitely passed that test. I've seen a lot of good racism on Instagram. And, we all sat down, me as family, friends, close confidants, and we're like, yeah, this seems like a really good place right here. This seems like a really good place. So, oh man, it's pretty funny though. Like the shit that Krista has sent me. Let me see if I can find some of this stuff. Hang on. Krista's terrible about sending racist stuff on Instagram. And also like really disturbing stuff as well. I'm like, what are you doing, Krista? God, some of this stuff is awful. What? Okay. Some of this shit I haven't even seen. I'm scrolling through my Instagram messages from Krista, and these are disturbing. Look at this shit right here, okay? I'm gonna play this for the first time. Like, look at this.
Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Ow, 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 show them, girl, yeah, boom.
Why did she send that to me? Why did she send that to me? Oh man. Holy crap. She did send me this one right here, which I needed to play this one on Friday Night Tights. But or main event right here. This is actually a pretty great one. Look at this.
So I just finished watching Lord of the Rings trilogy for the first time.
What you say, dog?
And I can't believe I waited so goddamn long. Yeah, I was right. I was right. Greatest story ever fucking told.
Oh,
This shit is just,
shit.
it's,
Here
I
we
really just
go.
thought it was just men fighting. I was like, I don't understand why my dad and everybody like this movie so much. Shit is about friendship, loyalty, bravery, courage, perseverance, resilience, so much fucking
Oh,
more.
fuck.
I don't think I was
It's
ever
over,
expecting to be
man.
so
It's over.
impacted and moved by this series. It was a me before Lord of the Rings and a me after. And a me after is a completely different person. I've been changed for the better. Wow. And Sam is him. So I just finished watching.
And then there's this one.
Girl, I finished Lord of the Rings last night. Woke up crying again today. I just gotta say, this is a Sam appreciation post from that moment when they was in that water. And he said, I told myself I'm not gonna leave you, Frodo, through this entire journey. I'm like, Sam is the embodiment of what a friend should be. All
$1,000.
should be like. He never wanted shit from Frodo. Even when Draco ass lied about him eating that damn funky ass bread, he still never gave up on Sam. He still fought his way back. Even when he knew it was a possibility he would never see his girl Rosie
This is
again,
real stuff right
he
here,
stayed
man.
by Sam's side. And I just can't express how much I love him. And honestly, player, you know I love me some Daddy Aragon, but you the true hero. You the true warrior. That's why we bowing to you. Matter of fact, yeah, Sam Wise the brave, Sam Wise the go. Girl,
Oh man, that's good stuff right there. That's good stuff. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff I'll be sharing in the future. Hey, we hit 7,000. We hit 7,000. Thank you guys for following me over there. I appreciate it. Hayden Wayne for 50 says, my Twitter is the best it's ever been. It's all just Japanese people learning about and praising America for the most part. After 1.5 years of trying to get Japanese Twitter and only scrapping the surface, my timeline is pretty cleansed of retards. Hail to you, Hayden Wayne. I know you're happy about that, Hayden. I know you are 100%. Thank you, brother.
The fuck you want
Divinity
to
says
ask me,
Boomer
dog?
Book, Indian X, Jew Talk, and Honest IG. Pretty much. Pretty much. Zachary says, Candace called the Trump administration's satanic. Yeah, I mean, she's completely deranged. Mad About Hatter says, no bathroom break until Beardo, unlike Beardo, respect tax. You know that's how we roll. Munchie Ninja says, my Insta feed is just Gypsy Crusader memes. I love it. And I think we're going to end right there because I got to do another stream tonight. We got another stream tonight. That's right. In fact, we're going to be so busy. So we got another stream tonight, then another gaming stream. All right. So multiple streams. Darth Manic says, Stephen A knows it can land a plane while bottom lip parks it. All right, so we will have another stream tonight, another Cobra Cast, and then a gaming stream on top of that. I hope it's not a 5 or 6 hour gaming stream. I ain't got time for that shit, okay? But we will do another Cobra Cast later tonight. And I'm going to have some IG stuff to share with all of you, along with Twitter. I'm still on Twitter. I'm still on, all these other platforms as well. So don't worry. And I've never really looked at her as a Trump supporter, so I really have no idea. Gamers, we got another Cobra Cast and then a gaming stream. Damn, that sounds like a fun day. But listen, so I covered a lot of stuff earlier, and you're not going to believe this, but things are getting even crazier. There's a clip that we're going to share that is just kind of the craziest thing I think I've heard. And it's just getting worse every single day. The Trump stuff is out of control. We have reached a place where TDS we have reached a boiling point. It is so far into this realm of craziness that I don't even know how to navigate this shit anymore. I really don't. The thing that I'm going to share with you is going to blow your mind. I can't believe it. It's from someone that I know. It's someone that I know personally. So we're going to have to share it and talk about it. I mean, it's crazy. Backy Proton says, the odd case of a streamer called Nina who went from someone in our stream circles for being anti-Trump and seemingly pro-regime. Same rant as Alex Jones had last night about mean tweets.
Are you proud of
I don't really know
yourself,
what
dog?
Nina's up to these days. I've never really looked at her as a Trump supporter, so I really have no idea.
Why not, dog?
So yeah, whatever's going on with her, I never looked at her as a political person anyway, so I'm not sure what she's up to. Packy Proton says the ultimate question is who would you date? Who would you marry? Choices are Grace Randolph and AOC. Well, AOC is better looking and she has more money. So if that's my only choice, AOC, like easily. She's better looking and she has more money. So that's kind of an easy one, to be honest. Stormbreaker says, Trump is my king and yours too. This I command. Tree Bear says, sent you an Asmongold short about the Iranian general's niece that was living in the Insta 304 life in SoCal to your DM. You should check it out. Okay. I didn't even see that. I will check that out, Tree Bear. Good to see you, brother. Hammer of Subtlety says, the world asks, you're all really gonna die for one pilot. U.S. response, someone is. Yeah, listen, man, the back and forth online has been crazy. We've actually got quite a few comments. Tucker Carlson has made some pretty crazy comments as well. But look, man, let's just go ahead and start out with I can't believe what I'm listening to right now. Let me be clear. Okay, we got to preface this. I am just disagreeing with someone that I know. No hate towards this person. Got nothing but respect. Robert Barnes went on with Alex Jones. I know Robert. Robert's a great guy. He's never done me wrong. He's always had nothing but nice things to say. He's always had my back. Robert Barnes just said something on Alex Jones's show that's just let's just play it. This is what Robert Barnes had to say. This is wild, okay? Like this is insane. Here we go.
What we should do is have Vice President Vance tackle him, take him to the basement of the White House, that new bunker they're building under the ballroom. Why is everybody building bunkers, by the way? I mean,
why is the cabinet living on military bases? Because they know it's coming.
Exactly. Tackle Trump, put him in the basement, let him watch nonstop videos of how great he is, and then Vance, get us the hell out of this. because this is on the verge of being World War III and a disaster we will not be able to recover from for a generation.
The entire country could be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night.
Tackle Trump and let him pretend he's president and publicly report that he's going through a health issue and Vance take over. It literally needs to be something like that. It's tackle Trump and let him pretend he's president and publicly report that he's going through a health issue and Vance take over. It literally needs to be something like that. It's that bad.
I've known you a long time. You've never called for an internal coup before.
Ever.
Here we go.
What we should do the ball, watch nonstop videos of how great he is, and then Vance, get us the hell out of this. Because this is on the verge of being World War III and a disaster we will not be able to recover from for a generation.
The entire country could be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night.
Tackle Trump and let him pretend he's president and publicly report that he's going through a health issue and Vance take over. It literally needs to be something like that. It's that bad.
I've known you a long time. You've never called for an internal coup before.
Ever. But that's how dangerous this is. President Trump has lost his mind. He has gone King Lear mad, and he risked the entire world if we don't step up and do something.
I was about to say, what do we do? But even his brain, Levin was saying, we should probably end this now and just build a U.S. base in Israel and bomb them, whenever we need to. Even they're now halfway moving off regime change, but not Netanyahu's staff. They're saying use neutron bombs.
And the UAE and Saudis are neck deep in this. These guys grew up, MBS and MBZ, the respective leaders of Saudi Arabia and the Emiratis.
What is happening right now? This is absolutely insane. And I know a lot of people have been telling me, like, Robert's been having these takes for months or whatever, and it's like, hey, it is what it is, because everybody's like, you should respond to Robert. And it's like, look, man, I know Robert. I ain't trying to cause no beef. I like Robert. Robert's always been nice to me, always. He's never, ever in any of our private conversations ever had a problem with my takes. He has his takes, whatever. And so this is really less about Robert and more about this overall anti-Trump narrative that is growing and growing. And this idea that Trump has lost his mind, that he's the mad king. Trump is doing nothing different than he has ever done. Trump is doing the same thing he's always done. That's it. Nothing has changed. Now, again, I will bring up, I'm not the biggest fan of this Iran situation. Okay? I'm not. I don't like it. I wish we would get out of it. I'm very, very bothered by it. But at the same time, I trust Donald Trump. I trust the man that's been there for over 10 years, fighting the most powerful forces in the world. They've tried to kill him. They've tried to bankrupt him. They've tried to destroy every fabric of his life. You just heard this report from Billy Bush from ABC back in 2016. They had a 75-man team simply there to destroy Trump. That was it. And you think that's just a small piece of the puzzle. People's resume matters, and Trump's resume matters. What he has done and what he has been through and what he continues to go through earns my respect, even if I don't like what he's saying. But it's not just Barnes, because Tucker Carlson, or first, before we move to that, somebody put this below the Alex Jones, this clip right here, and they're like, whatever happened to taking on Candace Owens? You remember this? So this was only a few months ago, I feel like, that Alex Jones was full on like, hey, I'm going to take down Candace Owens. You remember this? What happened to this?
Candace Owens, a little newsflash here. Bitch, you don't fucking sit up there on some hill and tell me who ate the cabbage. You don't sit there and tell me what to give you or what to do. You are suspect. You have the left boosting you, the left loving you, the left promoting you with your royal husband, who we're about to expose. So get ready for that, George. So we figured you out. We got your number. And you can't stand the fact that you've run this big psyop and now it's coming to an end. This isn't about protecting TPUSA or Trump or anybody. It's about protecting the truth. And it's about us not sitting there dancing to the Pied Piper's lie of what you've done. Like I said, I got to investigate her now. I got a bad feeling. I didn't have a bad feeling. God gave me a good brain. I already knew. I dropped the ball. I apologize. She's a globalist agent. I dropped the ball and I failed you, and I'm sorry. I got to follow my gut.
Whatever happened to this? Whatever happened to it? We just forget all about Candace Owens? Very, very strange. Very, very strange. That was not long ago. And now Alex has decided to go after Trump instead. Very strange. But look, now we've got Tucker. Tucker opened up his video with this today.
And so the morning of Easter is a uniquely joyful and peaceful moment. And yet that peace yesterday was shattered. That's not an overstatement. It was shattered for many observant Christians by a statement that the President of the United States put out.
What fucking happened? I'd kill everyone. I'd kill everyone. I'd kill everyone. What do you think of that? I would make a deal with Q to get all of his powers, and I would start killing. No. So how the fuck do I have the ship if I'm not in the Star Trek universe, dog? How did they build it? Well, yeah, I'd want the TNG model. Oh, well, I know it's bigger. Did I ask you? Did I fucking ask you? Exactly. If I have to live on it, I'd want a ship that's bigger, so. And the old one, did it have the holodeck? Go, dog. I'm going to holodeck. I'm loading all the porn I can, and I'm living in there. Did I fucking ask for your opinion, dog? Dude. Dude, I need to go to, like, these Asian countries, man. I gotta see some of these Asian whores. You know what I'm talking about, dog? No, you don't know what I'm talking about. Nice. Why do you assume you don't? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? I don't know what you mean. You gotta fucking speak like somebody with an IQ of at least 100 to communicate with me. Get some fucking brain cells to talk properly. Fucking retard, you fucking piece of shit. Nice! Start a porn channel, dude. You go to Asia. Start a porn channel. Got money, dog. Pursue my dreams. Dude, what if I do that and I become like a rich millionaire because of that? It's like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. Just gonna embrace this side of myself, and God's like, fine, thank you. Embrace your true self, and then you just get blessed with all this, dude. Dog, you gotta do what you love, you know what I mean, dog?
Said this, and we're going to read it in its entirety, not in outrage.
You got a problem
or
with my
self-righteousness,
philosophy, dog?
But honestly, in horror. Quote, Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up
what
in
if
one
I
in
do
Iran.
that?
There will be
and I
nothing
can afford
like
all
it.
the Star Destroyers, all the Lego
Open
I
the
want.
fucking straight, you crazy
Just look at
bastards, or you'll
that.
be living in
Like,
hell.
yeah, dude,
Just
do this.
watch. All caps.
Would you do
Praise
it, dog?
be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump. Now, a lot of people reading that imagined, of course, this can't be real. Did the President of the United States really just write that?
This is literally every
Second
time
guess
I
yourself
see a Trump
every
tweet,
step of
because
the
so many of them
way.
have been memed. And so sometimes I see a Trump tweet and I'm like, hey, Trump didn't say that, did he? And then you're like, yeah, he did. I'm like, you're damn right he did. That's my
Then again,
president.
you said you'd like give up your balls
And it is
for
real.
a sports car.
Israel?
It is maybe the most real thing this president has ever done, and also the most revealing. On every level, it is vile. On every level. It begins with a
single
promise
nut or
to use the U.S. military,
car?
our military.
That he's the commander-in-chief of, voted in by the people, correct? Tucker, do you want to leave that part out?
Your favorite supercar?
To destroy civilian infrastructure in another country, which is to say to commit a war crime, a moral crime against the people of the country, whose welfare, by the way, was one of the reasons we supposedly went into this war in the first place.
Yeah, you get 100
They're
million.
being killed by their government. We have to rescue them.
You give it up, John.
And now here's our president, not even a month and a half into the conflict, which we are not winning, by the way, because the Straits of Hormuz are not open. There's one.
No, we're not winning. United States of America is losing the war in Iran, according to Tucker Carlson. You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
They're being killed by their government. We have to rescue them. And now here's our president, not even a month and a half into the conflict, which we are not winning, by the way, because the Straits of Hormuz are not open. There's one way to keep track. That's the measurement. Saying that we're going to use our military to kill the civilians of this country who didn't choose war. They got nothing to do with it. They're like civilians everywhere. Blow up their bridges? Bridges on military bases? No, just bridges. Bridges that people cross every day to go to school and work and to worship, and yes, church, because there are over 1 million Christians in Iran. This is their Easter too. And power plants. Not the power plants attached to missile factories, okay. But civilian power plants in a country of...
Yeah, listen, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Tucker's convinced me. Tucker's convinced me. You know, here I was all this time being supportive of President Trump and our military. But Tucker's right. Like, what happened to just taking buckets of kittens to our enemies and flowers and ice cream can you believe that we're actually attacking our enemy? Where are the kittens? Where is the ice cream? Where's the flowers? Where's the sunshine and the rainbows? I'm convinced. While we're at it, throwing a few video games at for taking precedence, but I'm convinced.
Almost 100 million people. What happens when a modern country, and a country that has a nuclear program is a modern country, sorry, Iran is a modern country, what happens when it loses power? Well, people die. Babies connected to incubators die. People in hospitals die. And those are the first level effects. And then people begin to...
Hold on just a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, you gotta live like
Let me
Tyrion.
just clear this up right now. This comment, Jeremy is only convinced by super chats. You are 100% correct.
Yeah.
Just want to clarify that.
It's so hard about doing that.
I couldn't let that one go in the chat.
Dark. And then you have refugee crises. People leave the cities looking for food. And then, yes, they move into other countries.
But dog,
in the region, in Europe, in the United States, you cause chaos and death. Mass suffering and death when you do that.
Yeah, Derby Wormy, this is the first time until I watched this monologue by Tucker
He
Carlson.
doesn't have access to
I was under the
technology
impression
like a star.
I remember when Trump said that we were going to a military conflict with Iran. I specifically remember President Trump mentioning kittens, ice cream, and flowers would be delivered to the Ayatollah.
Whoa!
I remember Trump saying that. And now suddenly, Tucker Carlson informs me that
But dog, he was given a handicap in life.
Until this moment right here, I am delivered.
And we have done that. We have intentionally bombed civilian infrastructure in Iraq. It's totally unacceptable. Not under the phony laws of some international body, but under moral law, God's law. Killing non-combatants, people who did nothing wrong, who didn't choose to.
Again, man, how does Tucker Carlson, and this is the problem I have.
He's not
drop the sarcasm for a minute. I don't do that very often, but I'm gonna drop the sarcasm for a moment. If Tucker Carlson sits here and says, I've known President Trump for a long time, I supported him, I will continue to support him, but I have a real problem with us being involved in this Middle Eastern conflict. And I have a problem with that for many reasons. Now, that doesn't mean that I think President Trump's a bad guy. And I just wonder what the end game is here. What is the point behind all of this? What are we trying to do? Because I don't like our country being involved in foreign conflicts when we have so many problems at home. That is a very level-headed take that I think anybody could get behind. That's literally my take, okay? But when you just sit here and accuse a person that you, Tucker Carlson, you have said, you straight up said you love Donald Trump as a person. You said you know him personally. You think he's a great human being. This is what you've said multiple times. Now, was that to project something? Because he did go out of his way
But
so
dog,
many times
you
to project
are.
that. How much
You got that right.
How much he cares about that. And now, like that, you think he's a war criminal who's willing to murder 90 million people in Iran just for the hell of it?
They're not rich and white.
You don't flip like that without something motivating you. Something very lucrative
you got
motivating
that glass
you. People do not change that quickly without something substantial motivating you. Common sense is the only thing that applies.
Is this war?
See what
We're
I'm
people
saying,
created by God.
dog?
That is immoral. That will never be moral. That can never be justified. That is always wrong.
But you got it, dog.
You got a $500 super chat. Oh shit.
Expedient? We need to do this. It doesn't mean it's right. It's the most wrong thing. And we should always remember that what we do will be done to us. Live by the destruction of civilian infrastructure. Live by the killing of children, the bombing of elementary schools and colleges. And you will die, and your children will die by those same things. That's just a fact. That's never not been true. We don't want it to be true. It's the last thing we want to be true. But it is nonetheless true. And everyone knows that.
Our podcast grows the new hippies. Is that the new hippie now? Podcast pros are just the new fucking hippies. My gosh, man, this emotional reaction is so feminine. It's pathetic. Like, disagree with it, question it, say you're not thrilled with it, that's fine.
On an animal level, you can feel that that's true. Ooh, shouldn't do that. You'll be punished for it. In this life or the next, or maybe both. For the president to say that and not bother to tell us, oh, it was an accident we did this? Well, one, it makes me reassess the bombing of the girls' school attached to the IRGC naval base.
Bro, all I know is that Iranian state media and Iranian leadership is well known, okay? This is something that you cannot dispute. Well known for lying about every fucking thing and insulating their people with that message of lies. Now, the only reason that we know about those lies is because of social media and the fact that we get that information through social media. Without social media, those people are controlled in a bubble. So now, let's just hypothetically say, and obviously, I don't know the fucking answer to what happened to the kids' school. I have no idea. Neither does Tucker Carlson. Neither does anyone except for maybe, I guess, our military and Trump.
Is this what troubles you in life, dog?
Let's also look at what we know about
Is
Trump.
this your...
Rightly
Is
or
your
wrongly.
fucking... Is this your goddamn life purpose, dog?
This is not who he is. You can like that, you can hate that, doesn't really fucking matter.
Nice.
But the man is not going to admit mistakes. That's not who he is. Never been
Dog,
him.
your
Never gonna be him.
Your ancestors fought
He sees a goal that he is trying to achieve, and he feels like admitting a
words
mistake,
like
a major
some
mistake,
kind of
is not going to help the goal in which he's trying to accomplish. He also knows that his enemies will use that against him. Because look at what has happened to him over the last 10 years. But I don't know.
Dog.
Is it possible
I just killed Dua Lipa last night.
media
What did
or
you
leadership
do?
is lying about that? It's possible.
Peace.
But if we're just going to run with this narrative that it happened and you believe Iranian reports, I'm sorry, I can't go for that.
The children of Iranian military officers were incinerated in a bombing, not one but two, a double tap.
What do you want to do?
Every person has assumed that was a mistake. No American could
Fucking
ever
fight
believe the U.S. government would
people
do that on
online
purpose.
or kill
I still
women,
don't believe it.
dog. It's up
But after
to
this, you have to kind of
you.
wonder, how did that happen? Was it bad targeting, coordinates given to us, we hope, by Israel, another country?
Oh, Israel.
Maybe it wasn't.
Israel.
Who knows at this point? For the president to call for that, it's worth stopping and saying, no, this is not acceptable.
So this is a classic case of putting something out there, even though he claims he doesn't know. But the fact that he put the word Israel is because he knows that that will help make the point that he's trying to make without saying, I don't know the answer to Israel or not.
Under any circumstance, You haven't justified it. You couldn't justify it. And it can't be done in 1 year. And the point, of course, is to get the Iranians to open the Strait of Hormuz.
Ambient outpost.
No sane person thinks that's going to work.
Image backgrounds.
At which point, you have to ask, why would we do it anyway? Well, there are a bunch of possible reasons, but the darkest of all is for the sake of doing it. For the sake of killing, for the sake of exercising the most obvious form of power, which is extinguishing life. That's why we're doing it.
Rich enough to
the thrill is in the kill.
One of these
the
things.
Power is in the kill. The exertion of force is the point. You don't want to think that. But after a message like this, what could possibly be the reason?
I am blown away by this complete heel turn. The only place I've ever seen heel turns like this is professional wrestling. It's the only fucking place.
Like even some of the ones
like
where it's kind of just like in like a nice, like a very nice house in like the wilderness or whatever.
Seth Rollins in the Shield.
Outfitted with like
this is the only place.
A nice office space or whatever where there's like a bunch of computers and
this fucking quick.
tech all over and looks.
Double it for the Wing Shack pass. Thank you, Mar Millen. Hail to you, brother. Let's see. Candace Hibbert says, this is your best I've ever watched. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 20. JDT says, Trump broke so many people. Watching all these influencers melt down makes me happy. It's crazy. Yes, NWO Hulk Hogan. It's another one. It's the only time I've ever seen shit like this. Gary Malone says, I want Jeremy to notice me tax. P.S. You made a cameo in Robot Head's Ahsoka video. Hail Robot Head. Thank you. I'll have to check that out. And thank you for the super chat. Iron Brockatron says, it's crazy how the accelerationists think under DIMS, wages go down and prices go up versus low prices except gas for a bit with higher wages. The fake right sounds like Marxist sowing chaos and demoralization. Dude, I just think that's exactly what's going on right now. It feels like this demoralization effort is so obvious right now. It's a clear push. So it's like anything else. Okay, let's look at what happens before the election every year for the past 4 or 8 years. What is it? Black Lives Matter starts trending. Suddenly, right before an election, all of a sudden, the mainstream media starts telling us about Black Lives Matter. Okay? Well, why aren't you talking about Black Lives Matter for the past 5, 6, 7 years? Why don't you only start talking about BLM right when there's an election? It's almost like you don't really care about it, but there's this onslaught. Or let's look at something like, I don't know, a movie, okay? A movie. Let's talk about Avengers Doomsday, okay? Avengers Doomsday is set to release in December of this year from Marvel Studios, okay? Why aren't we talking about it that much right now? Well, it's not time to promote it. But guess what's going to happen middle of the summer? Guess what's going to ramp up in the middle of the summer? Marketing for the movie. And then, when you get later on into the year, the marketing campaign is going to amp up big time. It's the same thing that's happening right now with this onslaught.
No, you never told me.
They are looking to demoralize you as a Trump supporter for a reason. It's not organic at all. It's just not. Daniel Strange says, who's worse, fair weather Republicans who only support Trump when it's politically expedient, or Republicans in name only who have always opposed Trump? I don't know how to determine who's better. I guess, there's really no right way to answer that question. Because on one hand, the people that support Trump when it's politically expedient, I mean, I guess you could say that there's some positive there because you're getting their support in some capacity, but they also build up the reputation within MAGA to for people to listen to them only to turn on MAGA later on, so they have more power to be anti-Trump later on. You know what I mean? So that's a difficult one to answer. John freaking Murdoch for $50 says, Tucker Carlson, military genius. Who knew? I think it would take more than a $500 super chat. Happy Jessica. Yeah, I think Tucker is operating on a slightly different level than me. You send me a $500 super chat, I'll do jumping jacks and backflips. But Tucker, he'll be like, thanks, thanks. So, Jeremy, your last snort knocked the squirrel out of the tree. I'm still a little under the weather, but I am a brave and stunning podcaster, and I deserve all respect. Am I supposed to talk about, should I get like some tissue out and some medicine so we can kind of give you a visual of how sick I am so you'll feel bad for me? Like, oh, he's so brave to talk on camera. We have to give him more money because he's talking on camera. I really don't like want to dramatize how sick I am because this is the easiest job in the world. But yeah, thank you, John freaking Murdoch. Raggedy Man for 20 says the Iranians have targeted civilian centers, by the way. Having an accident is an accident. Iran purposely targeted civilians.
Whoa.
Purposely. But Tucker Carlson feels very bad for them. Feels very, very bad for them. Oh my gosh, poor people. Marmella says Tucker's got a big bad case of sandy vagina. Send open 9. What is it? I thought you were going to say vagina. You probably couldn't say it. Send him some cream. Iranian media was using our footage as proof they killed soldiers for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. Dougie says off topic a bit. Just watched Black Conservative Perspective's video on Gavin Newsom's wife, Jennifer Siebel, and she is beyond crazy liberal white woman. She is evil, and Newsom can't be president ever. You're talking about that clip where she talks about how she treats her children. Yeah, 100%. Dodge this is, so according to Tucker, an all-American soldiers in World War II are in hell for fighting the Yazidis and destroying Berlin. That's Tucker logic for you right there. That's it.
There's nobody who thinks that if we do this, and we pray we don't, for our sake as well as the sake of non-combatant innocent Iranians.
Well, this right here, D-Day Cover, no homo, love you, Jeremy. You're the only one, you're the only saying good political commentary. The fact that even might be remotely true, and I'm not the only one. There's some good, there's some good people out there, like Matt Morse is crushing it right now, Black Conservative Perspective. But the fact that I'm even named in this shows you how fucked we are. All right? Under no circumstances should I be anything known as a voice of reason in the political world. We are fucked. That's ultimately all you're telling me, but I do appreciate the compliment, but we are fucked if I'm even remotely considered respectable in this world.
Nobody thinks this is going to work. But then the tweet continues. Pardon me, the ironically named truth continues. There will be nothing like it. Open the effing straight. How dare you speak that way on Easter morning to the country? Who do you think?
He's not talking to the country. He's not talking to this country. Did you just do how dare you? Did you just go full what's her name? What's her name? How dare you? What's her name? Somebody's gonna tell me. What's her name?
I can't even remember what I asked.
Greta. Is that it? Greta?
Wait, what did I ask?
Greta Thunberg or whatever. How dare you, Trump? How dare you?
There will be nothing like it. Open the effing straight. How dare you speak that way on Easter morning to the country?
Lord,
who do you think you are?
What are we?
I think I said,
you're tweeting out the F word on
if you could have
Easter
two,
morning?
Never say the F word on Easter morning. Okay, you can say it any other time. Okay? But you cannot, under any circumstance, say the F word on Easter morning. You can say it afternoon, you can say it in the evening, but you can never say the F word on Easter morning. Any other time is fine. No problem. Any other time. Yeah, whatever. but not Easter morning.
You'll be living in hell. As if hell is a place. Hell is a condition. And this is an example of that condition.
Yeah.
Just watch. Praise be to Allah. So obviously you're mocking the religion of...
Wasn't Jeremy going to cut back on swearing? I have cut back on the GD word because that is a word I just don't want to say. I still say it occasionally. I try to control it though. But specifically the GD word, I definitely want to say that one.
Right. Okay. If you seek a religious war, that's a good idea. But by the way, no decent person mocks other people's religions. You may have a problem with the theology. Presumably you do if it's not your religion. And you...
Tucker, Christianity gets mocked more than any religion by a fucking mile. Christianity is pretty much the only religion that you can mock openly without being canceled. And you're gonna sit here and clutch your pearls over Trump making a joke? Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? This is pathetic.
Wrong. Okay. If you seek a religious war, that's a good idea. But by the way, no decent person mocks other people's religions. You may have a problem with the theology, presumably you do if it's not your religion, and you can explain what that is. But to mock other people's faith is to mock the idea of faith itself, and we should never mock that. Because at its core is the acknowledgement that we are not in charge of the universe. We did not build it. We won't be here at the end of it. We can destroy life. We cannot create it because we are not God. The message of all faith, at the biggest picture level, is the message in our Bible, which is you are not God. And only if you think you are do you talk this way. But it's not just mockery of Islam. No president should mock Islam. That's not your job. This is not a theocracy. We don't go to war with other theocracies to find out which theocracy is more effective. We are not a theocracy. And God willing, we never will be. Because theocracies corrupt the religion.
Tucker has officially shown you that he is completely gone with this rant right here. This is insane. And by the way, I live in a world where I think everybody should be made fun of. It's the only fair way to live. Everybody should be made fun of. Nobody should be off the table. The problem is we don't live in that fucking world, Tucker Carlson. We live in a world where you can only make fun of white people and Christians. And everybody else is off fucking limits.
No, this is a mockery not just of Islam, it's a mockery of Christianity. To send out a tweet with the F word on Easter morning promising the murder of civilians and then saying praise be to Allah without explaining any of it, you are mocking me and every other Christian because we're Christians. What? Oh, I get it. What? We can't... What? Holy shit. With the F word on Easter morning promising the murder of civilians and then saying praise be to Allah without explaining any of it, you are mocking me and every other Christian because we're Christians. Oh, I get it. We can't support that. Under no circumstances can we support that. Doesn't mean you have to hate Trump or take the opposite position on every issue from Trump. You shouldn't. A lot of his positions are the right positions. But you cannot support that. That is evil. That is an intentional desecration of beauty and truth, which is the definition of evil.
Now you're telling people what they can and can't support based on your feelings? That's literally what Tucker just said. He said you cannot support this because it hurts my feelings.
Support that doesn't mean you have to hate Trump. Under no circumstances can we support that. Doesn't mean you have to hate Trump or take the opposite position on every issue from Trump. You shouldn't. A lot of his positions are the right positions. But you cannot support that. That is evil. That is an intentional desecration of beauty and truth, which is the definition of evil.
What the fuck?
Holy shit. That's the end of the clip right there. That is mind-blowing. That is incredible. What is this? Is this another clip? Tucker Carlson insinuates that President Trump might be the Antichrist. No, no.
And you have to think through, like, could there be a spiritual component to what we're watching? Is it just a conventional escalation ladder in a badly thought out war with ill-defined goals, and we just wound up in this really tough place where we face either humiliation on the one side or a nuclear launch on the other? That's part of what it is, but could it be something bigger than that? Is it possible that what you're watching is a very stealthy yet incredibly effective attack on what, from a Christian perspective, is the true faith, belief in Jesus? Is that what really is under attack? Or is maybe that's what's been under attack for a long time? Maybe our whole lifetime? Maybe almost everything we see is
You're a monster, yeah, dog.
on that faith. The one faith that is
you have a monster every day.
Always and everywhere for 2,000 years. It's one. Many faiths have been attacked. Many religious people of different religions have been killed over the past 2,000 years. But there's been only one sustained effort to exterminate a faith, and that's the Christian faith. Could that be part of it? And is it possible that the president sees this not just in geostrategic terms, and military terms, and economic terms, got open straight? Okay. Is it possible the president sees this in bigger terms? Sees this as the fulfillment of something?
Practice
the elevation to some higher office beyond the president of the United States? That's entirely possible. And that's not an attack, but it's also not a guess. Because at every turn since the inauguration last January, there have been religious leaders on the scene telling us out loud. Most of us ignored it because we're just so secular, we just sort of ignore it. Got some sleazy Southern Baptist preacher who says whatever for money. Okay, got it. We've ignored that this could actually be real. There's something going on here.
I don't listen to Candace Owens, but I have to believe that this is very much similar to if you were to listen to Candace Owens. Am I right about that? For the people that do listen to her consistently, that's what this seems like. This is the same, it feels like the same kind of template. Different substance, but the same template as what she does. She just throws the craziest scenario imaginable. So you have her attacking the Charlie Kirk turning point, on one front. And this is very systematic. This is exactly like, again, if I'm bringing it back down to the thing that I try to do in life is I try to, if there's something I don't understand, I try to break it down in terms that I do understand. So it's really kind of simple. Like sports, football, defense, the other offense is being very effective. So on the defensive side, you attack whatever their strong suits are, or you take away their best player, you double team their best player, you put pressure on the quarterback in this situation, you take away their running game, you get into certain defenses, whatever, simple terms. So right now, it feels like Candace is kind of focusing on, all right, Charlie Kirk, the passing of Charlie Kirk was tragic, it was horrible, and it potentially could create a movement that can be out of control. We need to destroy that from within. We need someone that had a connection, a personal connection to him that can basically spread a cancer within that and hurt the foundation. So she'll take care of that aspect. Okay, we have other people, these podcast bros here, this podcaster here, this person that had a friendship with Trump, this other guy who's been supporting Trump. Let's get these people on board so that we can infiltrate this side. That's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. This is absolutely insane from multiple directions now. And if anything, I'll criticize Trump to say, why is it his administration investigating this to see where the fuck this is coming from. Because this right here is equally, if not more dangerous than Biden's illegal immigration onslaught onto this country. Wherever this money is coming from, whoever's paying these people, whoever's involved in this shit, this is just as bad as illegal immigration overrunning this country. Why isn't Trump investigating this shit? Valid question. And I don't know the answer to that question at all. Nandy for 50 says, seeing Tucker said a lot of Trump's position is right. So in case the war works out in Trump's favor, he can save face with Trump administration. He's riding the fence. He did say that. You are 100% correct. He did say that. There you go. Thank you, Nandy. Nandy, it was your fault. I blamed you for that whole gaming stream last night. I'll probably blame you again for tonight's gaming stream. Jester, thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you. T. Little for 10 says brave and stunning tax. I appreciate that. You very much do need that. It means a lot. JDT says King Trump. King Trump, baby. Jake Fraser says Hail to 199. Reminder a few years ago, Alex Jones thought Joe Rogan, his friend of 20 years, was suddenly a fed based on a rip by fellow podcast comedians. Have you seen the Hulk Hogan Real American trailer? I saw the Hulk Hogan Real American trailer by Netflix advertised. I haven't watched it yet. I'm a little skeptical considering it's Netflix and considering how they, how the perception of Hogan is, because oh my God, he said a word that I've never said myself. Would never say that word, except for driving or playing video games.
So you don't set an alarm for yourself, you just wake up when you wake up?
Not on YouTube. But outside of that, outside of YouTube, that's about it. But so I am a little skeptical how Netflix is going to handle that, but we'll see. I may check it out. Let's see. Tom says, hey, Jeremy, saw the Super Mario Galaxy movie on Friday, and it was great. Hail to 109 and King Trump. I just uploaded a video to Geek Gamers talking about that movie and all the stuff surrounding it. So hopefully you guys will check that out. I've enjoyed it. I've seen it multiple times now, and I like it even more on what's reviewing. So I enjoyed it. JRG Project says, Tucker has lost a plot, man. The man needs to take a vacation and relax. You can tell he's stressed out. It's wild, man. It really is. Justice says, Tucker, I'm just asking questions. Awesome. Just asking questions, guys. Just asking questions. Man, crazy, dude. Thank you for the $20. I appreciate it. Let's see. Jeremy Wormy says, Barnes has been off the rails for 6 months. Zachary says, it's like a new strain of TDS is affecting a new segment of the population that's spreading fast. Agreed. Objectively a cat says, why is the right getting the NPC updates? I don't know, man. There is this thing is crazy to me. Twisted Clown says, Eternal Trump, AJ wiggling fingers tax. Jeremy Wormy says, Jeremy, they are pushing the anti-Trump stuff because they want to be in control and want to be able to choose who will replace Trump in 2028. That is honestly a great take. That is honestly a great take, because right now, Trump is still the kingmaker. And whoever Trump decides
how will the world remember
the nominee in 2028 will be the nominee in 2028. If you discredit Trump before then, if you take away his power, so first, this is a strategic effort. Number one, destroy him in the midterms. Pretend that the midterms should have been his, by the way, because that's the narrative right now. Oh, the midterms. Trump,
they remember you as a good man.
They don't want to mention that outside of 2 times, no sitting president, his party has won the midterms, except for 2 times in fucking history. They don't want to bring that up. So discredit Trump by getting him a crushing defeat in the midterms, okay? And then a full-on onslaught of Trump, because if the midterms do not go Trump's way, he is in for hell. We all are. But specifically Trump, and they want to discredit him completely. before 2028. That's a very, very, very smart assessment right there, Jeremy Werner. Dark Red Knight says Trump hasn't changed, everyone else has. 100%. Nas says those two look drunker than Ryan at Meetup. Kevin says Turncoat Tucker. Kevin says Turncoat Tucker doing coke again with his BFF Hunter. Mark Andre Roy says, I own part of Jeremy's opinion now. Hey, see what a super chat can get you? Lord Botha says, the truth is there are two kinds of Republicans now. Colonel Jepset Republicans and Lieutenant Caffey Republicans. And growing up is realizing Jessup was right. Colonel Jessup. If you have not seen, you should. It's a great movie. Little Jim Taylor says, what about the Iranian civilians killed? What about point of personal privilege for $1? Nick Hammerschmidt says, I hope when I grow as old as Jeremy that I can stay as sarcastic and no shits to give about what people say. We need more people like that.
What do you, I don't know if I already asked you this, but what do you think about that health insurance CEO getting killed?
I am only good at a few things in life. Okay? And sarcasm might be the best. I'm really good at sarcasm.
Like your thoughts in general about it.
There's not a lot else. I'm good. I'm pretty bad at everything else. John Jones says, I feel like Tucker, Alex Jones, Robert Barnes became schizo-leftist overnight. Peter Constable says, wait, people die in war? No way. Cool beans, man. Zero says, did you know that every 60 seconds a minute passes in Iran? Hold on. Don't bring some interstellar
so do you condemn
time
it?
dilation.
Do you condone it? Do you not give a shit about it?
This is a very kind of level-headed political show. We don't get into physics and all that.
Dog,
shit, okay?
What if he denied your fucking spine
We're not
medication?
here to go into that shit, okay?
Like you
so
don't
miss me with this,
qualify.
okay? This interstellar bullshit, okay? I know I'm a fan of the movie. I love the movie, but we don't need to worry about all that time dilation and shit, okay? So
what if you made it
let's
10
just
times
miss
more
me with that,
expensive?
okay? You know how we count 5 around here? Okay? 1, 2, Earnhardt, 4, 5. That is how we count.
Your dad had
5.
to get surgery,
Don't bring
and the guy's just like, yeah.
Into it, okay? So, thank you.
Qualify,
Philip Floyd says, hey, Iranian people that are cheering Trump on and want the IRGC gone. Stop it. Tucker said so. He knows better than absolutely. Zachary says that God never advocates for war, according to Tucker. Has Tucker read the Old Testament? Now, Tucker's just like...
Can you guarantee that?
I don't even know. I don't even know how you get to the point. I guess my first real
Is he not part of the
issue
board?
with Tucker... Real issue... Because, again, I noticed issues with him before, like the text messages that were exposed when he turned his phone over, where he said he hated Donald Trump back before the 2020 election or right after it. I can't remember. And some other stuff that was tied to Tucker Carlson, but whatever. Shockingly enough, the first real issue was, because I've never been a Tucker guy
remember,
Fox, but I was certainly
it's
a
like
big supporter of Tucker
people got to fear for their lives, right?
I was a huge supporter.
Like these politicians.
Huge fan of him. But after his Nick Fuentes interview, that really, and I'm not a Fuentes guy, but after his Fuentes interview where he basically had Fuentes, who is someone that they had a lot of bad
You
things
pay
to say
insurance
about
every month, and then you get denied.
And then Tucker had Fuentes
Like, you don't
on
think that's
and
fucked
treated
up?
him with kid gloves. Just a super nice interview, no problems, just a good old discussion. And then the next day, Tucker was on with someone else and just slammed Fuentes. And I'm like, dude, wow. Like, why? And then, of course, Fuentes responded to that. It's like, wow. Like, I couldn't believe that. I'm like, you just had him in your studio, and you treated him so nice. And then the next time you had a chance to talk, you just slammed the guy. And I remember Fuentes kind of went off about this. And I'm like, dude, Tucker must be completely phony at this point. That's wild. EF says, everything's a conspiracy. I'm so tired and done with politics. I don't care anymore. I just want to move to some small island nation with a population of 100 at most. Yeah, look, I mean, for me, and I don't know what it's about per se, but the older I get, the more I hate people. Just in general, I just want to live on a. I just want to live out in the country, just not around anybody, just robot. I just people. There's too many people is a problem, especially too many foreigners. Specifically that.
Whoa.
The people in general is just annoying. Trunks for 10 says, did Tucker forget where Elijah marked?
What if they got some condition
Paul?
that makes
The
them?
Bible absolutely mocks other religion. In other news, my friends turned on Trump. They only care about their 401k and gas prices. Thanks for what you do. Hey, I mean, the thing about Tucker Carlson is he doesn't know anything about anything he talks about, but he pretends that he knows. So, I guess he claims to be an expert on the Bible. Have you ever heard me claim to be an expert on the Bible or not? But he claims to be an expert on the Bible, and he wants to tell you how he's offended as a Christian, okay? He's offended as a Christian because of what Trump said. So Trump not only offended and attacked Tucker Carlson,
Bello
he
Direct,
apparently
that's
also attacked
that's
other
the
Christians.
car insurance
So
company?
now Tucker is here to speak for not only himself as a Christian,
Wait, isn't
but
that like
also
a TV company or
and he's here
something?
to be
Bel Air
offended for
Direct.
all of them. Wild, dude. Wild take, indeed.
Oh, the Bel Airs for
Your
cars.
Army says animal level. Animals kill each other all day long. The most you can have says, remember a couple months ago when Trump administration announced they were investigating Tucker for ties to Iran before his conflict even started? I do. I certainly remember that. I also remember when Tucker claimed that he was
They discriminate against Asians.
What was the claim that happened to him in Israel? That security basically detained him and questioned him and wouldn't let him leave, and then the video came out. Remember, the video came out.
Nice. Ouch. Fucking Christ. What the fuck? It's over. Me. That is incredible. Wow. 22 grams of bass. Shit. What the fuck is this? Ouch, my finger hurts. Oh, just saw a fucking ghost. There, dog. Oh, fucking dead. Oh. Wow. 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 P5, oh, Dude, what the fuck? Oh, my fucking ankle. Smoked oysters.
That showed that he was literally signing autographs and they took selfies with him. And you remember that story just went away? But the anti-Israel crowd picked that story up for 24 fucking hours and said, how can an American journalist be detained in Israel? Oh my God. And then the video came out. And it's kind of, again, this is why I say the anti-Israel crowd is just like leftists with their identity politics. They went fucking ballistic over that story for 24 hours. Just like leftists went crazy over the Juicy Smollett story. You remember? Remember all the leftists
God, you
went
gotta help
crazy
me
over
find
Juicy Smollett,
something.
racism, MAGA country, Subway sandwiches at 2 a.m.
That
My
stream where you
God,
got
I
into
can't
an
believe this
argument with
happened.
your
And then the
dad.
video comes out, or then the evidence comes out, and suddenly they all stop talking about that. Same
Bro,
thing with the
that's
Tucker
peak
Carlson,
entertainment, dude.
detained in Israel against his will. Oh my God, look what Israel's doing to an American journalist, guys, all because he questions the narrative. Video comes out, shows Tucker Carlson taking selfies and signing autographs. Anti-Israel crowd
What does your
doesn't
dad
talk
think
about
about
it anymore.
what's going
So
on
move
in
on.
Iran?
Move on, guys. You can find something else to be offended over, just like the leftists, every fucking time. It's the same song and dance. It's the same method. It's the same exact fucking method. Net Sealer says, it took me a whole year to finally get Jeremy to laugh, but it was worth.
That's what you want to play? Sounds pretty hard. What part of that can you play right now? Nice. Jesus. Yeah. Hard.
Worth the time and money. Also, I did not vote for war. It's considered free DLC. Thank you. Diego Gomez says, here's an idea. The tweet was meant to be scary. Duh. We are negotiating with a crazy regime. We have to get a little crazy. Exactly. That is it in its most simplistic terms. That's it.
Dog. Pope Leo the 14th says Trump's threat to destroy Iran's civilization is unacceptable, dog.
That's all it is right there. It's Trump negotiating with crazy people. This is not complicated. Miniature Von Thing says that you see Ron Paul going full Candace Owens on X. Really? I didn't see that. I don't really follow Ron Paul. That is insane, man. Everybody's going fucking crazy right now. Everybody's going crazy. Hang on. The Pentagon just said that, what's this? Yeah, the Pentagon says that tomorrow's press briefing with Pete Hegseth and Raising Cain has been canceled. Okay. Interesting.
You got HBO.
Interesting. Okay. Boy, this Tucker Carlson stuff is all over my timeline now. All right, here we go right here. The Pentagon has canceled tomorrow's originally scheduled press conference with Hegseth and Raising Cain. The presser would have been 12 hours prior to President Trump's deadline for Iran.
I was going to recommend you watch The Last of Us.
Clock is ticking. Tomorrow's a big day, man. And again, I don't know what is going to happen. I'm not going to pretend to know what's going to happen. I can only say that from my perspective as a complete retard on the internet, I just hope that we get out of this situation as soon as possible. That's what I want. But I want Trump to accomplish what he wants to accomplish. But I just
What about
out of this as
fucking Paul Atreides, dog?
That's it. Time will tell, though. Packet Proton says the Tucker argument sounds.
So if he wasn't what he was,
she posted
a half a foot taller and 100 pounds more.
2 days ago. Just found it really odd turn.
Nice.
Yeah, again, I don't know that Nina's ever been a Trump supporter. I don't know if I remember that at all.
Nice.
So, Arclight says, can you not see it is Israel? I love that we keep adding to this meme. Yeah, I know. Can you not see that it is real? Boom, boom, boom. Zachary says IDS leads to TDS. It's basically the HIV of TDS. iCandy says free membership grift. Point of personal privilege says give us Tucker Carlson.
Are you going to make him a half foot tall?
I'll see if I can find that.
He's effeminate, dog.
Great, man. I guess with all the Tucker stuff we could. Let's see. I think I followed that guy, right? Didn't I follow that guy?
Paul Atreides.
Here he goes right here. Looking for it. He's got a lot of videos. Look at that one. What is this? Hang on.
And, you know, we're told all these things about Sharia law. We should be afraid of it for some reason. And, you know, you have people saying I'm a secret Muslim. I'm not, obviously. But, you know, any country
I'm not, obviously.
Bow 5 times a day to God.
You should get a job on the ISS.
Be in that country. Living under Sharia law? We should all be doing that. We should all be bowing.
Won't ever feel pain in your back, dog.
Any country where people who leave the religion are considered apostates and are killed and face the death penalty, that's a country I'd want to be in. Really? That's a country I'd want to live in. Why? Sure, because it's full of religious people, and that's a good thing. Well, I mean, it depends on any country that throws acid on women's faces or has honor killings if a woman gets raped, where you killed a woman. I mean, that's a country I'd want to be a part of. That's a country I'd want to live in. Oh, why? Because honor is important. We don't have honor here. It's gone. It's basically gone. It's like, if you look across the West at all these various Western countries, there's no honor. There's no pride. They're desolate. In the West? Anyone who gets attacked violently for drawing a cartoon or a picture, that's a country I'd want to live in. A place where cartoonists get attacked? Well, I hate cartoons. I hate them. I really do. I hate the cartoons. Why? They're destroying our children, like obviously. And any country or culture that punishes blasphemers, I'd want to be a part of that. Any country that issues a fatwa against Salman Rushdie, for example, and someone actually tries to carry that out. You support that? I mean, have you read his book? It was like boring. It was like very boring, like very, very painfully boring. It was like painful. I appreciate a country with standards. I'm sorry, not going to apologize for that. Wow. And I'm not Muslim at all. Like, I'm not Muslim. I'm a Christian. And so how do you feel having to pay the special jizya tax as a Christian under Sharia law? I wouldn't mind paying a jizya tax at all. Like, at all. That's patriotic.
okay?
Wait, so you object to your tax dollars going to fund America's foreign wars as a Christian?
Yes.
But you're okay with being taxed in an Islamic state under Sharia law for simply being a Christian?
Exactly.
Got it. All right, lastly, what are your thoughts on Ben Shapiro's criticism of you?
That's disgusting. It's shameful.
And who are your least favorite people?
Christian Zionists. They're some of the worst people, like some of the worst, most evil people on the planet. I really believe that I do, and I hate them. I hate them.
Really? Why do you hate Christian Zionists?
Because they're radical extremists. I mean, they are.
You consider them radical extremists?
Same with Chabad. I mean,
wait, why do you have an issue with Chabad?
Because they're imposing their religion on all of us, and I reject that. Anyone imposing their religious beliefs on other people, I just reject that. I do. I just reject that. Totally.
You do.
And I say this, and I'm not a Muslim, obviously. I'm not a Muslim, like at all. Like I'm definitely not a Muslim. I'm a Christian.
But you feel like you've been lied to about Sharia law.
Yes.
Are we being lied to by you?
Maybe. I don't know.
You don't know?
Excuse me. Gotta go.
Oh, man. And let me remind you on that point, Tucker Carlson has a real problem with President Trump. But he
That I
doesn't have a
just
problem
asked
with
you.
Vladimir Putin.
The most popular leader in the world, by the way, by far. I mean, if you travel, unless you're in Western Europe.
I don't even remember. Dog, why can't you fucking remember,
Right
dog?
here, he's all about Putin. Oh, Putin's so great. Putin's so popular. Putin's so wonderful. But like Trump bad. That's Tucker's logic right here. It's crazy, dude. It's absolutely crazy. And we're continuing to watch this play out. And he just completely contradicts himself over and over and over again. Amazing. What is this? Hang on. No way. Hang on. Theo Vaughn says black people are now scared of President Trump because he's bombing Iran. What? What is happening right now? I haven't heard this.
Not more than ever, it feels like theater. And it feels like it's been theater for a while. And it feels like, maybe this is crazy, but it feels like we're at the last cusp before something weird is going to happen. Didn't you say something weird might happen, Jamie?
Jamie's always saying that. Jamie's always, he's tuned in.
Is he like that?
Jamie's got an ear for weird.
Even blacks are getting scared, though.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're more scared of like the Trump movement. You know, totalitarianism and fascism.
What career?
They see these ostracized, they see these communities of people out there getting abused and shit, and I think it reflects in them somewhere, you know?
What do you mean, like with ICE? Is that
fucking career do you
there's a lot of
want?
brown people getting murdered on fucking TikTok all the time, like, you know, in the Middle East, and I think you see that and it makes them hyped up, or, you know, it activates.
Well, everybody should be upset about it.
Oh.
Vitamin D. Yeah, a lot of vitamin D, dog. What? Maybe you already got past it with the headache.
I just when you think you can't find something more retarded pops up. Holy shit, man. What is this right here? Hang on. Tucker Carlson,
Dog, you should
before he
move
purchased a
to
home in
Karg
Qatar,
Island.
Iran deserves to be annihilated. I think they're a lunatic. I think they're evil.
Tucker, aren't we the only country allowed to make preemptive strikes? Who the hell does Iran think it is?
You'll get some of the ninja baddies.
I think we are the only.
No, I'm not kidding at all.
We are. That's absolutely right. The only country with moral authority sufficient to do that.
There
The
you
only
go.
country that doesn't seek hegemony in the world. I do think, I'm sure I'm the lone voice in saying this, I think Iran deserves to be annihilated. I think they're lunatics. I think they're evil. I do think we ought to assess what would happen to the price of energy were we to do that. I don't think that's a small factor. It could tank our economy.
Holy shit. Wow. Dude. No, you're 100% right, Batwing. This is where we are right now. Like, these people have no real opinion, just paychecks. Holy shit. Like, I don't even know who to, I don't know who to believe anymore. I don't know what to believe outside of, talking heads and things like that. I do know that I support President Trump. And no amount of podcast bros are going to change that, okay? They're just not. That's
Dude, is that? Oh my god, that is fucking real, dude.
That's
Holy
incredible.
shit. That's.
There you have it.
Hold on.
Wow.
Send it to you.
That's pretty mind-blowing. Let me catch up with some of these. Twisted Clown says, it's not La Parka, it's DDP. Bang. I know that reference. Real Life Jeremy Griggs says, Iran News is calling for children to make a human shield around power plants. Imagine Jesse Ventura, Tucker, and Alex on the same show together. Jesse Ventura, actually, there was good old Jesse Ventura, man. He was he's crying about Trump as well. So let me see if I can find it.
All right, I sent it on Discord.
It's just crazy. Like the fact.
Tell me what you think of that, dude.
Hey, y'all. My man's heart was immediately broken when he seen his girl on stage. But what are you gonna do? It's a famous singer. Ain't too much you can do, right?
So, yo,
It
these
ain't
chicks
like
are
he lost
fucking
his
whack,
girl to
man.
a scrub. But damn if his heart ain't broken, bro. Y'all should all.
Yeah.
Keep homie.
Yeah.
In y'all's prayers.
Sound like Jesse Ventura is crazy to me. So here's Jesse Ventura right here.
Because I don't know about you, Paul, but I'm still not over January 6th. That was treason. All of the people should have been arrested and put in prison all the way to Trump because he and Giuliani and all them orchestrated the whole thing. And he tried to violate the Constitution, win the election the way he did with violence and everything else. And now, and I've heard this, all the people he pardoned for January 6th, I hear they're the most ones that are part of the ICE. That they're the ICE people now. They did do the Capitol, and now they've turned them loose on all our cities. Because isn't the behavior pretty much the same? What you saw happen January 6th?
The chat The chat's response is so great. The ice. We're going back.
With violence and everything else. And now, and I've heard this, you know, all the people he pardoned for January 6th, I hear they're the most ones that are part of the ICE.
They're the, wait, where?
That they're the ICE.
They're the ones that are part of the ice. What? Oh fuck. I gotta pull it up. Hang on. Because it just applies. But this is it right here. This is Jesse Ventura right here.
It's like, dude, do chicks like look at a dude like that? Like if he's any kind of man, like if he fucking just leaves, like yeah, like are they gonna act like dumb? Like, oh why, like why'd you leave, or like what was the issue? So stupid, dude. Yeah. That shit's that's annoying. Yeah, man, these chicks aren't worth fighting over, man. Hearted. They're not worth the fucking effort, man. Bro, I'm not even willing to fucking go through the embarrassment of trying to ask one of these chicks out. I'm definitely not gonna fucking die for them, dude. starting to understand these old religions, dude. You just got to act according. It's like once you've had your fun, dude, you might as well just start looking at another chick, exploring your options, because that bitch is doing the exact same thing.